welcome back to the Synergy Sanctum. My name is Justin. Thank you so much for stopping by. Here at the Synergy Sanctum, we specialize in all things related to Magic the Gathering, with a specific focus on deck building. So I aim to show you very quick deck text that'll show you all of the cards in the deck and how they work together to ultimately achieve the goals of that deck. If you're not already, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. And we also have a sister channel now, so head on over to Commander Coliseum and check out their content as well. And for today's deck tech, we have Elrond, Master of Healing. This is an EDH Precon upgrade for the Elven Council Lord of the Rings deck that came out a little while ago. The commander face card in that deck was Galadriel, but we shifted to Elrond, Master of Healing because the effect here is so much more broken than Galadriel's, no offense. So Elrond here is saying whenever you scry, you're going to put a counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying. So this is a elf tribal build. We did go and try to include cards that were from the Lord of the Rings set. And the goal here is to get elves out, scry a bunch, make them big, and swing out. And then if they happen to become the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, then you get to draw as well. So Elrond has a draw engine on it also. So the TCG market value of this after upgrading from the Precon comes to around $172 to $193. The land count in this is low to the ground because we are running a ton of elves, so 32 lands with 17 of those being basic and then 15 of those being non-basic. So as we said, the strategy is to scry and then be able to boost those elves. So let's focus on the scrying. There is so much scrying in Simic that it's hard to kind of whittle this down to a specific list, but we did include every land that could get us a scry. Even a single scry is still good because it's giving that additional counter, and then a bunch of spells as well, instants and sorceries, very low mana cost here to get scry, card advantage, scrying anywhere up to 4, as you can see with Tamiyo's Epiphany. And then also other things here like Mystic Speculation having a buyback so that you can continue to scry 3, because if you pay the additional 2, it's going back to your hand. Additional scrying here, some creature ones. So these, I believe, were included in the Precon Elven Council. So Galadriel of Lothlorien, Elvish Mariner, Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. So there's a evil twin Elrond in the deck as well. Additional spells and lands that are giving you scry. And then also from the new Final Fantasy set, Matoya Archon Elder. So Matoya is really good in this deck because whenever you scry, even if the spell's giving you a draw, which most of them are, as you can see, it's going to give you an additional draw off of just the scrying that you're doing. So really good, even though it's not technically Lord of the Rings or an elf. It doesn't have a place here other than it being a scry. When we're scrying with Elrond, we are getting those +1 counters, but there's lots of ways of getting additional +1 counters. So Hardened Scales, kind of a no-brainer here at 1 mana, and it's been reprinted so much it's pretty cheap now. Gives you an additional one. Master Biomancer is having them enter with those. Other kind of synergies here with Legolas Counter of the Kills and the other Galadriel. Arwen, Weaver of Hope is really good because each creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of counters on it equal to Arwen's toughness. So if Arwen's getting all the love and getting all the counters from Elrond, then she's getting bigger, and then the rest of the elves that come in are getting bigger as well. And then same with Branching Evolution, that's doubling up the counters also. So other elves in the deck that aren't necessarily scrying or adding counters, but are just overall good elves to have. Rashmi is really good in this deck because it gets you an additional spell potentially if the spell is lesser mana value, and it is pretty low to the ground, so if you do your more expensive spell first, you're likely to hit something that's cheaper. We've got card advantage with Leaf Crown Visionary, as well as Fathom Mage. Elven Harbinger lets you tutor an elf out of the deck. Elvish Piper for a green, you can just put one in. Then we've got Elvish War Master that's triggering once a turn, getting you elves. Aladdin's giving you card advantage as well. And Edric Spymaster of Tress kind of encourages your opponents to attack each other versus you. And everybody that's getting attacked, as long as their opponent is getting to draw. And then other good stuff in the deck, lots of removal and counters here. So the cheap counter spells that we can look for that are for non-creatures, but they're given a benefit. So an offer you can't refuse, and Swan Song, giving either the bird or the treasures. Heroic Intervention to protect all of our elves. Raise the Palisade to bounce everything back that's not an elf. And then Beast Within for targeted removal. And then other good stuff in the deck, had a Mystic Remora lying around, so why not? Inspiring Call lets you draw a card for everybody that has a counter and then protects them. Distant Melody, same thing. You get to draw for each of the same creature types. Elven Chorus lets you look at the top. Worldly Tutor lets you go and find the elf that you want. And then Genesis Wave, loaded up with all of the mana that we're probably getting from the elves, is able to then go ahead and get you additional permanents out. And then the Mana Dorks. So, AC's in this deck for the additional land and the draws. You've got the kind of Lord Mana Dorks with Priest of Titania, Marwyn, and Elvish Archdruid. Dionys is in here as well, so the first time that you tap, they get to untap and get a counter, so some additional synergy there. Gretchen Titchwillow is in here as well for the draw. We got Delighted Halfling, some more Lord of the Rings synergies there. The ring goes south again, more Lord of the Rings synergies. We're running a Birds just because it can get you either the green or the blue mana. And with that, our show has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching our video. And if you enjoyed that video, feel free to share it out with any friends who might find value in it as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. We hope to see you again soon. Have a good one.